Well, for the first time in 38 years, we can proudly say welcome to the CFL on CTV. And what a way to return with the 20th installment of the Banjo Bowl, Canada's best rivalry on Canada's biggest stage. And boy, the last time there was a CFL game on CTV, I was 5 years old, and this guy was in his third season in the Canadian Football League.
I feel like I should get my Coleco handheld football game and get going here. But hey, listen, this is going to be a big game here this afternoon. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers historically play this game very well. They have won 7 of their last 8, and last year it wasn't close. 51-6 was the final in the Banjo Bowl a year ago. The Riders have different motivation, though. They lost the Labor Day Classic, and they're in a losing skid they want to break out of.
They have to snap this slide. The last time the Riders won a football game, July 19th, against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, 19-9. Since then, it's been 5 losses with a tie mixed in there. They've been close, but they have not been able to get it done. Last year, this game, not close at all. The biggest blowout in Banjo Bowl history, a 45-point difference, 51-6 the final. I'm expecting something different here today.
Well, great crowd. It's been sold out for over a month, and what's most important for both these teams here this afternoon is that the season series between them is on the line today.
Enough waiting around at Princess Auto Stadium. The Banjo Bowl begins. And this will be taken in the hands of Mario Alford just inside the 10. Alford picks his way up to the 25, where he is stopped in his tracks. And our first look at Trevor Harris.
On Labor Day, he attempted 49 passes. That was the 4th most in his career, and it's almost like Trevor Harris deserves better. In his 6 starts, in 4 of them, he's thrown for over 300 yards and is sitting at 500, 3-3 record as the Riders starter.
368 yards, 3 touchdowns through the air last week, but it wasn't enough. It was almost enough, but it wasn't enough. How about that weather today? Perfect, 22 degrees here in September, and a completion to start on the near side. Joe's got it just outside the 30. A young piece in this Riders offense.
Well, you take a look at the O-line, a lot of movement here. Logan Furlan goes from guard over to center for Peter Godber. Noah Zur gets the start. He's the 4th offensive lineman to play left guard, and Nick Jones is a rookie. He's playing at right guard. Joe was great out of the gate. He had a big game against the Bombers back when they won in July. Since then, the expectation has gone up and his production has dropped a little. He's got to become a player in this one.
Well, they've got him involved early with his 17th pitch of the season. Empty backfield here for Harris. Out to his running back, Hickson. He's got a first down. Stays on his feet, takes it up to the 50 before he is pushed out of bounds.
Pushes right out of the backfield real quick. Trevor Harris doesn't hesitate. He sees he's outflanking the defense, gets him the ball immediately. And Frankie Hickson turns the corner, picks up some yards after the catch.
Hickson had 3 catches in the Labor Day Classic for 27 yards. Riders will work from their own 52. 3 options out to the right for Harris. Goes quickly to the left. Tackle made by Cranby after another catch for Joe.
Willie Jefferson in that front 4 leads the league with Micah Johnson in sacks, and Jake Thomas plays in game 200 here this afternoon for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Outstanding. No Adam Bighill in this one. Shane Gauthier will start in the middle of that front 7, and in the back end, if we're voting on the all-star team right now, Evan Holmes on my team.
Congratulations to Jake on 200.
Yeah.
Phenomenal accomplishment. Big piece in the middle of that defensive line. 3 men on the front. Low snap. Harris gets it away. And that is broken up by Dietrich Nichols, his 6th knockdown of the campaign.
Well, this is the question with Peter Godber, the starting center, out of the lineup. Logan Furlan moves in. He's been playing guard all season, so that's what they're wondering about as far as the consistency, the timing of getting that snap back to Trevor Harris. As soon as it's low like that, quarterback has to take his eyes off the coverage, and the timing is off.
Nice read by Nichols. And that is blocked by Willie Jefferson. Sitting there and scooped up at midfield. A little bit of room to run on the far side. And that'll bring the crowd at Princess Auto Stadium to their feet. Ken Wallander found the block from Willie. And the Bombers are in business early. Jefferson does it again for Winnipeg.
He's at it again. He gets blocked. That's Willie Jefferson in the spotlight coming off the edge. He gets blocked by the up back in Rakovic, but it doesn't matter. That long reach, kicking into that long reach. Souvenir for the family on another block by Willie Jefferson.
Excellent field position for the Bombers. They begin this drive on the Rider 43. Kolaris in trouble, taken down. Brian Cox gets there to finish something that Malik Carney started.
Well, after the block kick, it's almost like a sudden change turnover situation, and when you get a guy, defense got to step up and make the difference. Get Zach Kolaris in second and long on this first series. Kolaris likely trying to look for the deep shot there after the block kick by Jefferson.
Loss of 4 yards, 2nd and 14. 3 options to the left, 2 to the right. Kolaris from the pocket goes to Brady Oliveira. His running back broke 1 tackle, but could not get around the combination of Sales and Thurman, and that'll be Sergio Castillo time to start this game.
He's hit some deep ones.
Yeah, a few.
Yeah.
He's having an excellent year from deep. They're running him out from way beyond the 46. Now this one will be. Mario Alford will lurk in the end zone. Castillo just 83.7% this year, but he's banged 9 in from 50 or deeper. Castillo just inside the left hash. That splits the uprights, and the Bombers are on the board, leading 3-0. It's a big game, Suits, and it's got a rich history.
Yes, it does, and historically, the Bombers are great on this day. I mean, 7 of the last 8. Winnipeg looking to sweep the Labor Day Classic and Banjo Bowl for the 3rd time in the last 4 years. I mean, that's a testament to this team and how good it's been. A team that's gone to the Grey Cup all those years. But you go back even further, this game was, I think, the toughest one for the Riders to win in the regular season every year.
It'll be a test today for a team looking to snap a slide. Harris down the field quickly, intercepted, right at midfield and brought back the other way. Ford finally taken down at the 40, and a disastrous start for the Riders. Ford's got his 5th INT of the season, and the Bombers get the ball right back.
Keyshawn Johnson slipped.
Little slip, you saw it there, and he went down. Ford says thank you very much.
Well, the execution on this play looks excellent. It's just a play action throw and an inside slant to Keyshawn Johnson, and he slips. I mean, here he is right here going down. Terrell Ford right behind him. As soon as he goes down and can't affect that throw, Ford takes his 5th back, putting that Saskatchewan defense in a bind.
Kolaris straight back to work. On the ground with Brady. Powers it ahead. And he looking to rumble early. Got 9.
Kolaris versus Saskatchewan, 12-5 in his career. This year, 5-6 on the season, but as we've mentioned and fans know now, the Bombers are on a 4-game winning streak. Moved right up in the fight for first place in the division after an 0-4 start of the season.
Very nice turnaround for Winnipeg. Solid turnaround in Edmonton as well. And that'll wrap up a triple header in the Canadian Football League today. Calgary and Edmonton later on this evening. Riders defense called into work here early in this one. Strevler needing just a yard, pushes ahead, he's got it. And that is the first down for the Bombers.
Changes on the O-line for the Winnipeg offense as well. Kendall Randolph will play the left tackle for the second straight game for Stanley Bryant. He should be back soon. Patrick Neufeld gets back into that right guard position, and this is the type of game, and last year it was a big one for Brady Oliveira. The Riders defensively have contained him in the first two matchups, including Labor Day last week. In both those games, he didn't get to the 50-yard mark rushing. But last year on this game, well over 100.
Still looking for his first touchdown of the season as well. Kolaris gets it away. And that is held onto on the far side, just beyond the line of scrimmage. Wolodarski.
Tied with the Willie Jefferson for the league lead in sacks is Micah Johnson, who, if they have their choice, the Riders, he won't play O-line in this game. Played O-line a little bit in the Labor Day Classic. Jameer Thurman is in charge of leading the group and stopping Brady Oliveira, and we're always going to highlight Roland Milliken because he's having that kind of season, but I also wanted to highlight Marcus Sayles. Has a couple interceptions in the last two games. Made a nice play and a nice tackle on that last play.
Blaine Carney having his foot looked at here, having a nice season, 4 sacks, 27 tackles. We'll step away from Princess Auto Stadium here in the first quarter. Welcome back to Winnipeg, where, Suits, we could witness some history here today.
Well, it really is remarkable when you're in the conversation with Bud Grant. You're in the conversation with one of the GOATs in Canadian Football League history, and Michael O'Shea certainly is in that conversation, has created a winning culture here in Winnipeg. But for the young coaches, it didn't start real well. His first couple of years, they had to build the locker room they wanted. 2nd and 8,
Kolaris back to Brady Oliveira again. Gets to the outside, he's got a first down, takes it inside the 15. Draws some contact with Thurman, and now a flag thrown against Thurman as he gave Brady a little bit of a push at the end of the run.
Just a check down to Brady Oliveira. Actually, it was, I think, a designed play to get it to him when the Riders are dropping off in their zone.
After the play, we have a misconduct foul. Saskatchewan, number 6, will go up half the distance. It's going to be first down for Winnipeg.
Yeah, a little frustration already early in this one for Jameer Thurman. That extra push got him another 15. It's down on the doorstep. But that looked like a design play to get it to Brady Oliveira quickly so he could turn and make some moves.
And some of those defenders had backed off, right? A little bit of a pocket there, big pocket, for Brady Oliveira to settle into. And they will work from the 5-yard line. As we mentioned earlier, Brady Oliveira does not have a touchdown yet this season. Kolaris gives it to him here. Oliveira trying to push ahead, but the Riders defense stops him for now.
One of the reasons for that is that if they get around the 1 or 2 yard line, Chris Strevler comes in the game. And Chris Strevler is coming back in the game now because that's exactly where they are. And they like to go quarterback sneak in this situation. That takes the ball out of Brady Oliveira's hands down inside the 10.
As a blocked punt earlier gave Winnipeg good field position, had to settle for a field goal. An interception has led to this. Strevler trying to push it ahead, and he did. Touchdown, Winnipeg. And they go on top by 9 early. Strevler with his 10th rushing touchdown of the season.
And by the way, the fact that Chris Strevler does come on the field in these situations does not bother Brady Oliveira at all. You'll see after this celebration, the first guy to go and celebrate is Brady Oliveira. Nice job, Trev. Finish the drive with the major.
After the interception, it's a 6-play drive, 40 yards. Ends with the Strevler touchdown and Castile for one more and an early 10-point lead for Winnipeg.
What a push off that left side. Liam Dobson. Look at how they reestablish that line of scrimmage about 3 yards deep in the end zone. Great push off the left side.
Right behind Dobson and Randolph. Strevler, double-digit rushing touchdowns already on the season. His return here to Winnipeg. The Riders now have to have something positive.
Well,
they got to put together a drive.
Yeah, a couple first downs and even field position would be a win at this point. When you're digging a hole, the first step is to stop digging.
And then find a way out of that hole.
And then figure a way out of the hole.
Castillo hammers it away. Mario Alford waits and takes at the 7. Can he find a hole? A little bit of space, broke one tackle, and is drilled by Hallett. Just shy of the 35. One more look at his touchdown drive.
Well, it's penalty aided, but it was the Brady Oliveira drive with 6 plays, 40 yards, 3 minutes and 18 seconds, and just kind of grinding it out. This is an extended run, basically, to get it to Oliveira. For a check down type throw. Thurman gets the penalty after that one for that push. That puts it on the 5-yard line, and after one run from Oliveira, Strevler finishes.
Trevor Harris, an interception. Last time out, receiver slipped. Not necessarily his fault. He started on the ground. Frankie Hickson picks his way up towards the 40.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not Trevor Harris's fault at all. That was a well-executed play all the way to the throw, and then Keyshawn Johnson went down, slipped. Tyrell Ford took advantage of that, and a block kick on the teams gave him a good field position and the field goal to open this game.
5 yards for Hickson on that first down carry. Saskatchewan looking for a first down here. 3-man pressure. Harris with time over the middle, has a completion. And that's Keyshawn Johnson with the first down. And he stopped at the 49.
Yeah, it may not seem like a real big thing, but it is for Keyshawn Johnson after slipping and having that one interception turn into 7 points. First thing you want to do as a teammate, come back on, make something happen, get a first down, get that touch, get that catch, get the confidence back. He's played well over the last few weeks.
84 yards and 8 catches and a touchdown in the Labor Day game for Keyshawn Johnson. Harris goes to that side again, and this one is dropped. Almost looked like a little slip again from Johnson. Yeah,
but I think Willie Jefferson might have got his hand on it at the line of scrimmage, and if he did, that's why Johnson had to react. It looked like he slipped, but I think he was just reacting to the tip. Let's take a look down the line, and there's the tip from number 5. He's at it again.
Already a big impact in this one from Jefferson. 2nd and 10. 4 options out to the left for Harris. Looks that way. Deep down the field. Has a man just inside the 20. Down to the 10 as he drops it in there for Emelis. And the Riders finally have some momentum.
Tons of targets for Emelis. But what was missing and what has been through this skid is this big play. They haven't been able to connect for a lot of different reasons. Not necessarily Emelis' fault, but the Riders haven't made the big play to 19 down the field. They got it here this afternoon. Huge play to crawl back in this game.
52-yard strike to Emelis. Riders in the red zone. First and goal from the Winnipeg 9. They'll give it to Hickson. He's got nowhere to go. Back to the 9. And no further.
Best players play their best in the big games. And this is a big game as far as the regular season is concerned. Watch number 5 get after it. Inside, beats the block, gets to Hickson, shuts that run play down.
Crowd will come to life here. Second and goal for Harris. On the run, out to his right, pressure coming, has a man, touchdown! Riders, Keyshawn Johnson, and Saskatchewan responds. He's got a touchdown in 4 in a row.
And coming off that first play where he slipped, that's big. Quiets the crowd, comes back on the scoreboard. Big drive for Trevor Harris. The big Emelis play was the key play of the drive, but this one gets him in the end zone.
A silencer from Keyshawn Johnson. There's a sold-out crowd here at Princess Auto Stadium. A lot of blue, some pretty significant pockets of green as well. Lawther puts that through. And a nice response from Trevor Harris. 6 plays, 76 yards, ends in the hands of Keyshawn Johnson. And the Riders are on the board in the Banjo Bowl.
Huge drive for the Saskatchewan Roughriders, starting in their own end, trying to stop digging the hole that they were in. They did more than stop digging. Actually started to climb out of it with a nice drive that ends up. This is the big 52-yarder to Emelis. Gets him down into the red zone, and they finish to Keyshawn Johnson. 6 plays, 76 yards.
Trevor Harris almost at 100 yards already in this ball game. Touchdown and a pick. Keyshawn Johnson has been red hot for a pretty good Riders receiving core. Myers not playing today, but Dane, Emelis, Johnson, among others. Lucky Whitehead will wait for the return as Lawther gets set to hammer it away. Can't stress how important that drive was from the Riders. This crowd was going nuts. Great start for the Bombers, and Trevor Harris silences them for now. Lucky Whitehead takes it just inside the 20. Near sideline, braces for contact, taken down, and we're going to send it down to our sidelines with John Luke.
Well, thank you, Dustin. And Zach Collaros described the feeling as bizarre and surreal last Sunday in Regina, sitting in the dressing room pregame without Stanley Bryant and Pat Neufeld flanking him. For the first time in Collaros' tenure as a Blue Bomber, he was without both of his veteran all-star linemen. Now, Bryant is expected to return after Winnipeg's upcoming bye week, following 2 games out due to illness. And don't disrespect to Bryant, but Collaros says that Neufeld really is the glue, the most important person in the room because of his veteran leadership and mentoring young linemen around him. So Collaros is much more in his comfort zone this week, guys.
Thank you, John. I want to know where you get those sweaters. I want one.
13-year veteran Patrick Neufeld. There's Stanley Bryant. Real happy across this country to see Stanley Bryant recovering, and Patrick Neufeld out of the U of S. Huskies program, 13 seasons in the Canadian Football League.
Great to get him back.
Well, especially when Miles Brown and Micah Johnson are the guys that the interior of that O-line are in charge of trying to contain.
2nd and 10 here for Collaros. Dumps it over the middle to Brady Oliveira again. Oliveira barrels his way ahead for a first down, and if that's going to be there all day, it's going to be a long day for the Riders D.
Yeah, it looked like to me Jameer Thurman saw him come out of the backfield, but he didn't really take him man-to-man. So Thurman sees him release. He kind of moves to that direction, but doesn't come up and take him on him in a man's situation. He stays back in his zone drop. So Collaros just says, hey, if you're going to drop off and leave space for 20, I'll give it. Just keep giving him the rock.
He's got 3 catches already for 39 yards. So a play that is certainly working. Collaros gets this one away quickly to Dembski. Dembski taken down just shy of midfield. Milligan, among others, in on the tackle of Dembski.
Won't be surprised at all to see a lot of this quick game from both teams with the changes in the offensive lines that we've already talked about for both teams. It's a way to give them a break in the passing game so they don't have to get in that pass protection mode and deep drops from the quarterbacks looking for those deep balls, although Trevor Harris is at the 52-yarder already today.
Winnipeg needs 6 more yards here. Collaros, he wants more. Deep shot down the field. Lawler almost in and out of his hands. Working there against Deontay Williams. And the deep shot doesn't pay off for Winnipeg.
Well, the ball is thrown right where it has to be thrown. A little inside move. So Zach Collaros sees inside leverage from Kenny Lawler, who makes this play in his sleep. But you're right. Deontay Williams waited for his moment. Dove and got his hand on it. Just enough.
He moved that ball just enough, didn't he? Great effort defensively. And the Riders about to get the ball back. Jamison Sheen hangs one up there. Alford takes it. And Mario Alford kicks it back out just beyond the 25. You've got one more coming your way after this one. Reggie Begelton and the Calgary Stampeders looking to stop a slide of their own against Gino Lewis and an Edmonton team that has certainly turned things around, having won 4 of their last 5. Labor Day rematch in Edmonton.
Would there be a new starter for the Calgary Stampeders in this one? At quarterback.
A long time since we saw somebody not named Jake Mayer in there for Calgary.
We'll let you tune in to
No spoilers.
get the answer.
No spoilers. Here's Harris. Lays one out there, drops it in. Oh, and it is missed. Frankie Hickson should have had that one out at the 50.
What a nice touch on this throw from Trevor Harris. I mean, this is a wheel route, pure wheel route to Frankie Hickson. As he comes out of the backfield, he's going to run this out and then up. Basically the out and up, and Trevor Harris just threads this in there, just puts nice touch on it, drops it right where he has to on the turn, and Hickson can't come up with a kick.
You saw Hickson that way saying, that's on me.
Beautiful throw.
2nd and 10, final play of the opening quarter. Harris down the field again, almost intercepted. Oh boy, Ford had laid out for that one, but couldn't haul it in. We are 1 quarter in to the Banjo Bowl. The good news, 3 quarters left right here on CTV for the first time in 38 years. Welcome back. We've got a good one brewing here in Winnipeg. The Bombers lead 10-7. Looked like it might be a little bit of a runaway there for the first 5 or 6 minutes of this football game, though.
Yeah, nice special teams play by the Bombers on the block by Willie Jefferson. Interception by Tyrell Ford, his 5th on the season. But you look at the passing numbers for the Riders. That big drive, it's 76-yard drive for Trevor Harris. Big play, 52 yards to Emilus. That was a big one. Important to keep them close in this game. Quieted the crowd a little bit and, you know, get them back in the fight.
We'll see if their defense can step up. Obviously, we know what happened last year in this game. With that being said, different coaching staff on the sideline for the Riders.
And last year, if you remember correctly, the Riders were hit by COVID and a flu bug and had to bring in quarterback the night before the game. And it was mayhem. No excuses, just saying.
But still. Borzak drives this one low. Whitehead's going to wait, kind of bounces up on it, but he'll take it at the 30. turn of about 8 yards before he is wrapped up on the play.
But we've talked about it. I mean, this game is a big one for Winnipeg. They get the sellout crowd year in, year out, and Zach Collaros went off last year against a tired Saskatchewan team. 5 touchdowns he threw this afternoon. A year ago.
That's his career high with the 5. As I mentioned earlier, lots of blue, but good amount of green traveling out here for the game as well. Excellent crowd on a perfect day. Oliveira right up the middle, and he's got at least 8, if not 9, on the play.
So look at all the Banjo Bowls Labor Day rematch games for Zach Collaros as a Bomber. How about that? He's thrown 11 touchdowns and not 1 interception.
It's perfect. He's been outstanding in this game over the last few years.
Now, does Roland Milligan have something to say about that on this afternoon?
Well, he'll factor in somehow. He always does. 6 interceptions, leading for Milligan. Strebler in here, short yardage, and I don't think he got it. He'll be a yard shy, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
I think almost anywhere on the field, though, head coach Michael O'Shea will do this and then know that he'll go on 3rd down a yard closer, because it was about 2. Little hesitation. He got 1. It was Marcus Sales coming off the edge that made contact and pulled his legs back. And even though they're basically in their own end still, Michael O'Shea was going to go for it anyway.
3rd and 1. They'll do it again. Strebler pushing ahead. This will be close. This will be very close. The initial spot on this side looks like it might be enough.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
It is.
Where they put the foot down is enough. But this was close. Needed to get to that 51-yard line, and the ball right now, well, actually 49-yard line going out, and the ball right now is
right there,
halfway over. That little push at the very end. Wow.
Strebler stays in the game. He's going to throw and run out to his right. There's a flag down the field. Multiple flags. Another flag later falls in the secondary. And we'll have a couple of things to sort out here.
Illegal contact on the receiver. Saskatchewan, number 95. The 10-yard penalty makes it a 1st down for Winnipeg.
Well, Nato, one of the threats here has been Brady Oliveira. Follow Brady Oliveira coming out of the backfield, and you'll see where this penalty was created. A redirect there, and then the horse collar clothesline on Oliveira. That's illegal contact on a receiver trying to get out to the flat.
Probably not going to argue that one much,
nope.
are you?
Nope.
Fresh set of downs for Collaros. He'll give it to Oliveira. And he's wrapped up and taken down almost immediately. Sanders, first man on him, and kind of tied up his foot.
So what the Riders can do defensively against what the Bomber offense is doing with Brady Oliveira and that underneath stuff is they can lock up man-to-man. So Corey Mace could take Jameer Thurman and say, if Oliveira comes out of the backfield any direction, you take him. What that also does, though, is it voids the middle of that zone defense. So that's where Zach Collaros would want to hit those crossing routes in behind it.
3 options, wide side right for Collaros. Dumps it off to Brady Oliveira again. Oliveira makes one man miss. He's got another 1st down. What an effort after the catch from Brady Oliveira, who's just feasting through the air here.
Yeah, and this time they're taking their linebackers and they're putting him up in the line of scrimmage. So Jameer Thurman was basically rushing the passer there. That's why he's not anywhere in the middle of the field there to try to come up and make the tackle on Oliveira.
4 catches, 51 yards already in this game. Dembski and Lawler have combined for 6. It's been all Brady Oliveira here. Collaros this time over the middle. There's Dembski. He's got it down inside the 20, and Winnipeg enters the red zone once again.
So now Jameer Thurman here, he's going to drop here and then just keep dropping. But he doesn't. He's got his eyes on Brady Oliveira. So he doesn't want Brady Oliveira to escape. So he's got his eyes on him. So what does Zach do? He throws it right in behind Jameer Thurman. Got kind of him guessing, should I stay up and be closer to Oliveira on those little dump passes, or should I drop back and get deep so that Dembski can't make that crossing route? Man-to-man's the answer. Usually down here, that's what happens.
They'll give it to Oliveira again. And maybe a short gain on the play. Out around Johnson, but not much further.
How about Micah Johnson there, Dustin? He's fighting the double team. Cuts through the line. Grabs Oliveira's shirt from behind. There's an offensive lineman. Played both ways last week.
Neufeld, who just returned to the lineup, remains down on the field here for the Bombers. This would not be good news. We'll step away. Well, welcome back to Winnipeg, and welcome back to CFL on CTV coverage. It's been 38 years, Suits. That's a long time.
Yeah, I look back and some of those names there, John Wells, Leif Pettersson, both guys that I worked with when I started in the industry, and don't want to remember the '86 Saskatchewan Roughriders season. I think we won maybe a handful of games that year. Not this one, by the way. Wasn't called the Banjo Bowl back then.
Here's Collaros. He's looking to the end zone. Too much. Trying to find Ontario Wilson. But Wilson never had a shot at it. And now Collaros exchanges some words with Miles Brown.
Well, that was what happened. Miles Brown a little lighter in the pocketbook because of the Labor Day Classic hit that put Zach Collaros in his street clothes.
Had to figure that was going to rear its ugly head again here at some point today.
And Brown is not a dirty player. In fact, when we were talking with both teams this week, both teams said as much, and I heard one stat that I'm not sure has been backed up, but I heard one stat that Miles Brown in his career, which is 3 years now in the CFL, only has committed 2 penalties.
It's pretty impressive.
His entire career.
26-yarder for Castillo. And that is up and through. The lead is 6.
However, the penalty was the right call.
They got it. Yep. Banjo Bowl continues on CTV. Well, let's take a trip down memory lane. 1979. That's the crew. 4 members from that staff are here today working this game. There's a look at the guys.
Yeah, Elf, Johnny, Nelson, and Craig still here. There's Elf. He's on the cart cam, I believe. Johnny in there's our TP in the truck. There's a overlooking cam. Nelson Jones up there. Hey, Nelson, nice job. Back in 1979. It was right here in Winnipeg, too, and there's Craig Anderson. Now that's on the cart.
That's the cart cam.
That's the cart cam right there. They were on that game.
That's crazy.
And you remember that CTV camera we showed you?
Yeah.
That looked fake.
I think back then in '79, that's probably the best in the biz.
I mean,
this is how you,
that looks like a fake camera. Come on, that's not a real camera.
Look how high tech this is. You can barely tell the difference, Suits.
Great teammates, best in the business. doing their job.
2nd and 5 here for Harris. Will clear out the backfield. 4-man pressure. Harris gets it away over the middle. Schaefer Baker's got it, turns it back to the far side. And he picks up some good yards after the catch. Nice decision to not just sort of push it ahead. He turned and found some room.
Yeah, you often see that, don't you? He's a guy who is in year 4 now in Schaefer Baker that has the wherewithal to know exactly where the defenders are coming from. Makes a nice turn there and picks up some extra yards. But I love the demeanor of a veteran quarterback in Trevor Harris right now. He is caught down 10-0. He calmed everything down, got the big drive.
On the ground this time for Hickson, short pickup.
You know, and we mentioned off the top, in 4 of his 6 starts, over 300 yards passing. And, you know, when you have a veteran quarterback like Trevor, you can just see he's locked in. I mean, when you're a teammate of his in that huddle, you're down 10, crowd's going crazy. It's a sellout here in this rematch. Calmly went 76 yards, 52-yarder to Emilus. Nice check down there to Keon Schaefer Baker. Keep it rolling.
Harris again gets it away quickly. That'll be short of the first down as he finds Bain. First catch of the day for Bain.
Short but tempting. Short but very tempting, I bet.
Looks like it's a yard and a half.
It's a yard and a half, maybe 2. Well, they're moving that 3rd down marker just over a yard.
They're going to roll out a 50-yard attempt here for Brett Lowther, who's 1 of 5 from 50 or beyond this season. Dangerous man lurking beyond the uprights there in Lucky Whitehead. Lowther from 50 to make it a 3-point game. That is up, and it is good. Smooths it home from 50. Nice start to the game for the Riders kicker. Well, Brian Cox Jr., a Saco already in this game, following in his father's footsteps. For more on the family, let's send it down to John Luke.
Yeah, thank you, Dustin. And imagine being 7 years old, standing on the field of the Louisiana Superdome with confetti streaming down after your dad, Brian Cox Sr., won Super Bowl 36 with the New England Patriots. Well, that was Brian Jr. 22 years ago as he witnessed firsthand Tom Brady's stirring 4th-quarter drive to set up Adam Vinatieri's winning walk-off field goal, and that was certainly a catalyst for Brian Jr. to, like you said, follow in his dad's footsteps to pursue a career in pro football, although not as a linebacker, but a defensive end, certainly making an impact in his 2nd year with Saskatchewan.
Pretty cool. Yeah. And, you know, I want to send out a good luck to Tom Brady. Tom Brady in that Super Bowl, that was his first, that big drive and winning field goal. And he goes up in the broadcast booth.
He'll have to earn his stripes before he gets a big payday.
Dallas at Cleveland will be game 1 for him on CTV at 4 o'clock tomorrow. Will be Tom Brady's first game in the booth. Wish him all the best. And
I'm interested in the
transition. Yeah, absolutely.
2nd and 9. And early movement here. Micah Johnson's going to point as per usual. Officials will come together for a quick chat. Ben Major calling the shots as our referee here today.
Procedure, Winnipeg, number 64. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's still 2nd down.
Liam Dobson.
Yeah, the reason there is a little bit of a delay there is because the command center can help in real time. They can take a quick look at it, see who moved first, make sure they get that call right.
Kind of thought of it against Bombers. Nobody in Winnipeg was pointing the other way.
Yeah.
I usually see teams pointing both ways, but nobody on Winnipeg was pointing. So
that is a good indication, yes.
3-man defensive front here for the Riders. Kolaris gets it away. And this one back to the 40, and that's it. That'll bring up 3rd and long. So they'll be forced to kick it away again, as Dembski just couldn't find any space. little slow to get up. Looks to be okay.
Yeah, the Riders have really slowed the pace here, and that was by design. And that's, you know, it starts with your leaders. But that start looked like it could have snowballed very quickly.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, a blocked punt led to a field goal and interception. A few plays later led to a touchdown, and all the momentum early in this game for the home side. But the Riders have managed to work their way certainly into this ball game. Alford at the 25. Great tackle down the field. Michael Griffin.
Juggling on the O-line, but last week with a couple of injuries, it was emergency O-line time for Micah Johnson. And I was watching this game on television. Wasn't in the booth for it, but every time we showed an ISO of Micah Johnson, he was playing pretty well on the O-line. I asked Corey Mace, I said, how much does he practice? Like, does he take emergency reps or anything in practice through the week? He goes, 0, none. We just told him, hey, if it's an emergency, we might need you to be an O-lineman. I thought, a testament to the athlete that is Micah Johnson.
Flags here. Harris gets it away. Penalty flag on the snap, essentially.
Yeah, offside against the Riders.
Offside. Saskatchewan, number 15. Penalties decline. It's going to be second down.
Here's Harris on Micah.
If you just watch the film and not known, he didn't have a nameplate, you know, he just wearing number 57 and Micah's not 57, and you'd think he played offensive line. He did a great job moving people around, pass protecting. You know, we didn't change the snap count because I kept the snap count pretty consistent because I didn't want to overwhelm him, being the fact that he's not in offensive meetings, he's not in any of those things, and so I tried to make it as simple as possible for him, but he did a phenomenal job.
Well, it's a cab ride to get around him anyway, so. But yeah, I thought so too. Every time we showed him an ISO, he was blocking somebody pretty well. But that is something that Corey Mace would prefer not to have to do again in this rematch. Let Micah concentrate on defense.
Orsak gets this away. That'll bounce. High hop. Whitehead takes it. Back to the 30. No further. Herdman Reed with the tackle on just an absolutely beautiful September afternoon in Winnipeg.
Appropriate on a day that the Bombers are honoring Charles Roberts. Brady Oliveira is having himself a game. We will break that down. Trevor Harris as well. And for the first time on CTV, it is straight fire!
They are really excited about straight fire. And you should be too. Great halftime segment coming up here on CTV. Brady Oliveira, so far 72 combined yards through the air and on the ground. Real nice first half. 2.5 minutes remaining in the quarter. That is up too high, looking for Ontario Wilson. And that'll bring up second down.
Kalara's just rushed that a little bit.
Sailed on him a bit,
it didn't look like he had a good grip on it when he opened up and slung it out there, but he's missed his target. Regroup. Same demeanor as Trevor Harris. Both were teammates years ago. 2012 100th Grey Cup with Ricky Ray, the starter. They were both backups. The ring from that year.
Stacked coaching staff, stacked quarterback room. Empty backfield for Kolaris here. Over the middle has a man. Wolotarski, first down. Just enough, about 11 yards to Wolotarski there. He remains down on the field. Wolotarski's missed a few games already this season.
Again, those linebackers dropping off. Oliveira was also out of the backfield. That hit. Clean tackle. He just maybe knocked the wind out of him.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't look that bad because he got up after they came out and they said, no, just get back down for a second. So their athletic therapist will have a little chat with Wolotarski here.
Kevin Glorsius will take his spot. Rookie out of Connecticut. He's been targeted 24 times in this rookie season and caught 18 of them. Pretty good catch to target ratio.
Yeah, 75%. It's actually the best on the team among receivers.
Big body. 6'2", 215. I always love when you look at the roster online and you see the weights. Whatever the weight says, you can take for the little guys,
yeah,
you can take about 10 pounds off. And for the big guys, you can add 10 or 15 because the big guys want to be lighter and the little guys want to be heavier.
Glorsius into the game here on a 1st and 10. Oliveira on the ground. Barrels right over Adam LeClaire. It's about half of what they need on 1st down.
Yeah, I mentioned that the Riders defensively did pretty good against the run against Oliveira in both their previous 2 games. 9 carries for 49, 12 for 42 in the Labor Day matchup. But in that first game, he had 9 catches in that game for 80 yards. So they're back to that game plan. Buck Pierce, get the ball to him through the air.
Oliveira stands in to the right of his quarterback. Now drops off, and that's where they go, but he could not get his hand on that one, and it falls incomplete. Jamison Sheen will come out and kick it away with 1:33 remaining in the half.
You know, Zach Collaros is a veteran quarterback, but Roland Milligan was in the vicinity, and he had a little pressure on him. Look at number 0 breaking downhill there. You just wonder if he got a glimpse of Roland Milligan, and also with the pressure, he just kind of threw it to the feet of Oliveira. Didn't want to create a turnover.
Alford waits on his own 15. Lots of time here for the Riders. That's almost blocked. That was close. Alford takes the low driving kick. A one-man miss, then just plunges down at the 30. Like they almost got to that one.
Yeah, it was a clean run. I didn't get all the numbers. Jackson Ford back in the lineup after being injured for a lot of this season so far, but there was a clean run there. Wow. Thomas Bertrand just about got it. There's Jackson Ford too. Did a good job of avoiding the kicker.
Harris takes over on his own 30. Team trailing by a field goal. Harris over the middle, lunging out to grab it for a short pickup was Emelis.
Working on Dietrich Nichols. Crossing route, so Nichols in the zone look, just drops him off to the linebackers, and three-man pressure was starting to get close, so Trevor Harris dumped it off.
Pretty nice catch for just 4 yards. Whereas Emelis had that deep shot, 52, earlier in the game. Harris, this one on one hopper, and it falls incomplete. Was looking in Emelis's direction again, and the Riders will kick it right back to the Bombers with still 54 seconds on the clock.
Very similar sort of throw that we just saw Zach Collaros to Brady Oliveira. I just kind of not completely convinced that that was the right place to put it. Just kind of a little bit of a sidearm, defender close by. Protecting the football, both the quarterbacks on those second downs.
Orshak gets this one away, no problem. Whitehead bobbles it, but controls. Trying to turn it back to the far side of the field. Slipped though and ended up on his belly. Halftime just around the corner here on a busy day around the Canadian Football League. Lots to discuss on CTV. Charles Roberts will be honored on the Ring of Honor here at the half. Perfect day to do it.
Really is. All-time leader in Bomber history.
Caloris, can he find a way to put more points on the board? Back out to Brady Oliveira again. Oliveira runs out of bounds at the 37.
Now, Kate was mentioning for halftime the panel's going to talk about Brady Oliveira and how they're getting him the football, and it looks to me like Corey Mace. I'll be interesting to listen to their opinions on that, because it looks like Corey Mace is content with letting them throw it in these check downs and just playing off and try to rally to make the tackle.
Yeah, Zach's had it pretty much whenever he's wanted it so far today. This time, he'll stand by himself. Gets it away. Catch made. But Dembski's wrapped up immediately. Lacombo, CJ Rivas, both right there. And the Riders will get the ball back one more time.
Well, with what happened on Labor Day, you know that Mario Alford is motivated to make the big play, although these cover teams for the Bombers have been excellent all season long.
Jamison Sheen will let this clock tick down.
If you didn't see it, Alford missed one on a punt, cost him a touchdown.
Low kick. Rolls in there. Alford takes it cleanly to the near sideline. And he's taken down just shy of the 30 with 3 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, the only way that likely a chance for some late points in this half and a field goal is if Alford got the big return. But I wouldn't be surprised at all if they just kneel down here to go in at halftime, down 3 on the road in this game.
Now you're fine with that.
I think if you're on the road, you're okay with that, especially the way this started.
Down 10-0 early. Now you're sitting here down 13-10. That's exactly what they will do.
Well, we'll break it down. The panel will break down just how Zach Collaros in this first half has got the ball to Brady Oliveira. Stopping him on the run is always important when you're playing against the Bombers, but they have different ways to get him the ball. And right now, the Saskatchewan defense is dropping off in these second down plays in zone. Thurman's getting big depth, trying to get in behind or in front of their receivers in that back second layer. And that's giving Oliveira a chance underneath.
81 total yards of offense for Brady Oliveira so far in this game. 6 targets, 5 catches, and 6 carries on the ground, as they've not hesitated to get Brady involved early. He stands by with John Liu.
Brady got 81 total yards from scrimmage today, but after your scoring drive, what are you seeing from the Saskatchewan defense that's limiting your Bombers offense?
Yeah, that's a good defense we're playing, a good front. They're obviously well coached. They fly around, make plays, and they play with effort. So we got to be better. We got to be better.
2-point game last week, 3 points today. For the football fan in you, how much fun is it to see these games in this rivalry this close, weekend, back-to-back weekends?
Yeah, it's 2 of the best games of the year. Now we're here at home and in front of the best fans in the league. A packed Princess Auto Stadium. The fans are loud, so such a fun game to be part of.
Thanks for this, Brady.
Appreciate it.
Kate, let's send it back to you in the panel.
Winnipeg leads the Banjo Bowl 13-10 at the half.
Things that both these teams can do a little bit better in the second half. For the Bombers, push the ball down the field a little bit from Zach Collaros and maybe get some run game going if you're the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Keyshawn Johnson with the touchdown. He's standing by with John Liu.
Keyshawn, 4 straight games with a touchdown for you now. Can you just explain why you've been on such a roll of late?
Man, my team, they put me in the situations, coaches, you know what I mean, and teammates included. So, you know, trying to just go out there, we got to get the win. Touchdowns, I always feel better with that.
Another close game. What were your points of emphasis at halftime to ensure that you come away with a victory this time after losing a close one last week?
Make our plays. When the ball comes their way, make the play. Defense, you know what I mean, be sound, make their plays when the ball comes their way, or, you know what I mean, the opponent's doing what they have to do. We got to just make our plays as a team, and, you know, we'll go out there, we should be victorious.
Thanks for this, Keyshawn.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it sounds like he's simplifying it, Suits, but that's really what the second half's going to come down to.
And, well, probably the final 3 minutes, the way it's been going this year.
Probably. Good. I love the final 3 minutes. CFL action so far this season. Bombers, they've been on a roll, no doubt. They've won 4 in a row. They lead here at halftime of the Banjo Bowl. It's a tight one, though, 13-10. And the Riders will get the ball to start the second half. Castillo steps up and nails it away. Alford corrals it at the 5. Near sideline. He'll take it out. There's a flag on the play as he steps out just beyond the 25.
Likely an illegal block.
They're in their turn, holding Saskatchewan number 25. It's a 10-yard penalty. It's going to be first down.
You mentioned the touchdown, consecutive games with a touchdown for Keyshawn Johnson. He has been on a roll against Montreal. How about against the Argos? Good defense there, too. Montreal and Toronto. And Winnipeg on Labor Day. There's the first half here this afternoon.
Sean Bain leads them with 5 receiving touchdowns. Keyshawn Johnson right behind him with 4. First and 10 on their own 14 after the penalty. Get it away quickly up towards the 20. Joe has another catch.
Yeah, I mentioned
in this
off the top, Dustin, that Joe I think, has got to take his game to another level now. I mean, he's been able to settle in. He's got a lot of time. He's got the start here in this game. A chance. Remember, it was the game against Winnipeg back in July where he had the 100-yard game when he came on the field for Keon Schaefer-Baker, who was injured. He was over 100 yards in that game, and he's kind of plateaued since then.
That's their last win. Haven't won since then. Harris from the pocket. Down the field, wide open. Schaefer-Baker's got it in midfield. Down to the 40. Trying to pick his way through the defenders. Still going and eventually trapped down. But bounces off a tackle. Down inside the 10. And finally, Dietrich Nichols saves the day. But what a play from Schaefer-Baker.
Well, Keon Schaefer-Baker is doing some nice route running. He's gone one-on-one with Brandon Alexander. Watch him, little outside move like he was going to the corner and then went right across the hips of Alexander and into the middle for that post catch and nice run after the fact.
Trevor Harris at 215 yards on the day. That one goes for 81. And the Riders look for the lead now. First and goal from the Winnipeg 8. Harris quickly looks to his left, throws in that direction, touchdown! Drops it into Emelis, and the Riders go on top in the Banjo Bowl.
During this 4-game win streak, the strength of the Bombers, you could argue, was their secondary. It has been that. But those are 2 veterans, one in Brandon Alexander against Keon Schaefer-Baker, and this, Emelis against Nichols. Nice route running. Won the route. Ball's in the end zone.
Too easy!
Emelis having himself a day as well. Lawther puts that up and through, and the Riders lead 17-13, and they wasted no time. 3 plays, 96 yards. Emelis, end zone.
Let's take a look at Emelis and the great route running from number 19, and he's going to run a speed cut here on Dietrich Nichols. He's got to pick him up even if it's a zone look, but look where Nichols is looking. He's looking back in at Trevor Harris, and he doesn't see the big plant. He bites on that plant with the right leg and has his eyes on Trevor Harris, is way too late to react to that throw, but a great route run by Samuel Emilus.
4th touchdown of the season for Emilus, and the Riders start the second half with a bang. Lucky Whitehead out to the 30, holds on to that ball, is taken down just shy of the 35. Here's Collaros' first half.
Well, it was a lot of check down. As the panel mentioned, Brady Oliveira really is #1 target for most of that first half. The Riders were content to drop off, let them throw it underneath, and then try to rally to the tackle, which when it's Brady Oliveira is way easier said than done.
Yeah, they had a few good looks at him shortly after catching the ball, but he just powered through. Zach tried the one deep shot to Kenny Lawler. Lawler couldn't haul that way in, defended very well by Deontay Williams, but outside of that, not too much down the field from Collaros just yet. Dembski's going to take off here. Collaros finds Ontario Wilson. Wilson at midfield turns, tackled by Thurman, but makes his way all the way up to the Rider 51.
Yeah, even with pressure on him, Collaros throws his receiver Wilson open here. Little play action fake, and he's going to throw it, so he has to stop. Watch him put the brakes on to come back and get it, because he saw the pressure coming from inside. That was Jameer Thurman breaking underneath on that, so he threw him open. Backside shoulder.
First catch of the game for Wilson, goes for 21 yards. Collaros again down the field, has another first down up to the 35 as he gets it to Kenny Lawler for just the second time today.
That was a one-on-one against Roland Milligan, and Milligan slipped as Lawler came out of his break. I think Lawler would have caught it either way. There's Milligan right there. Lawler would have caught it either way because he came back to the ball so nicely, but it turns out to be Milligan that's trying to break on it, and he slips.
Near side, short pickup for Dembski, pushed out of bounds.
Well, these veteran quarterbacks understand that sense of urgency. Trevor Harris goes down. Nice touchdown throw to Samuel Emilus. And Zach Collaros picks his game up. A couple of deep dig route throws there in this drive.
They need 7 more. Collaros, Oliveira. And he is stopped short here by a couple of yards.
Put C.J. Avery on that play into the boundary. The Riders did, and he saw from the sideline in the first half, I'm sure, a whole bunch of these type of plays to Brady Oliveira and was quick to break over there. Little adjustment defensively, personnel-wise, for the Riders to put Avery in at that weak side linebacker.
A 35-yard attempt for Sergio Castillo. Just inside the right hash to make it a 1-point game here in Winnipeg. And he's able to sneak it in. Special moment here at halftime at Princess Auto Stadium. Charles Roberts on the Ring of Honor. He'll join John Liu when we return. Charles Roberts, the all-time leading rusher in Bombers franchise history, added to the Ring of Honor at halftime. Now he stands by with our own John Liu.
Well, Charles, congratulations on being inducted into the Ring of Honor. What went through your mind when you saw your name up besides James Murphy on the face shot?
Just, sheer satisfaction. I'm very appreciative of the club bringing me back, honoring me in such a way. To me, hearing that I will be put into the Ring of Honor means that, during my time here, I served the club honorably, and that's all I ever wanted to do. You know, the Hall of Fames and the Ring of Honors, those things never crossed my mind. I always wanted to serve the team honorably, and that, you know, today's the day that I'm, you know, noticed for that.
Timing couldn't be much better happening on Banjo Bowl. And in your first Banjo Bowl, 159 rushing yards, still the most in Banjo Bowl history. What memories come to mind being here in this rivalry on this day?
I mean, just how crazy of an atmosphere it is. It's such a rivalry game and a game that you kind of mark on the schedule every year. You know, Saskatchewan's a bitter rival. You know, I'll always have a distaste in my mouth for Saskatchewan, and hopefully today we're able to pull it through and bring out another victory.
Thank you for this, Charles. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you.
Hey,
I love his honesty.
Well said on rivalry day, right?
Yeah, I love his honesty. One of the great running backs in the game, but a guy that was, and this is something you'll never hear us ever talk about, a player that is shorter than John Lou. 5'6", 177.
Second and 8 here for Harris. Bouncing around, dumps it off over the middle. And that will be stopped well short of what they needed for the first down.
Blink,
and they'll be forced to kick it away.
Blink ended up being traded late in his career to the Lions, so ended up with over 10,000 yards. Showed you his numbers as a Bomber, and that's where he played his best football. But I think Milt summed it up real well when he talked about him at the break. He was blinked, because if you blinked, he was gone.
See you later.
Disappeared into the offensive line and then reappeared in the secondary.
Drives one low, Lucky Whitehead hustles over here, bounces back towards him, and that's going to stop basically on the 2. Returns it close to the 10. Nice kick. Korsak. Princess Auto Stadium. The Banjo Bowl continues on CTV. First and 10 for Winnipeg on their own 10, trailing by 1. Brady Oliveira on the ground, runs in to Jameer Thurman. Continues to push ahead, gets some help from his friends, and it'll be a pretty good second down situation for the Bombers.
Yeah, you get half of it on first down, you're in charge now. That opens up the playbook in a big way for Zach Collaros. A little push to the flat from Nick Dembski, something like that can get you the new set of downs.
Well, that is exactly what they got. 5 yards for Oliveira. He's got 31 yards on 7 carries. 60 more yards through the air. Trips to the right for Collaros and Kenny Lawler a little bit further. Collaros near side. And that is incomplete. Josh Johnson had his foot on the line when he secured that one.
Well, first of all, just great escapability by Zach Collaros to get it out there. But let's take a look. Is Johnson out of bounds when he catches this? See if that left foot is on the white paint.
Yep. Could be good field position here for Saskatchewan. Alford essentially standing right in midfield. Davison Sheen averaging just over 44 yards per punt this season in the shadow of the uprights. This bounces at the 45 and out of bounds. The Riders will take over. Best field position they've had to start a drive so far here this afternoon.
Basically a field goal away from, or excuse me, a first down away from a field goal. Well, of course they want more, but
Trevor Harris, 15 of 22, 239 yards, couple of touchdowns and an interception early in the game.
That wasn't his fault.
Yeah, slip from Keyshawn Johnson. They've settled in nicely. Harris in trouble this time. A lot of trouble, has to throw it away as he's taken down by Jamal Woods.
Yeah, he almost looked hot when he first took this ball from center in the shotgun, and that hot route was taken away. And then the pocket started to close in on him.
Like to get a little bit closer for Lothar here. He would have the wind at his back. This would be deep. Harris in the pocket. Deep shot down the field. No, was looking for Schaefer Baker. But he couldn't turn around and get underneath that one.
Yeah, I think because of the coverage being hard inside like it was, Trevor Harris was trying to throw it to that outside shoulder, hoping that his receiver and Schaefer Baker could react to it. It's to the right of your screen, and he's going to throw it to the outside shoulder because he feels that pocket collapsing, and now can he make the adjustment? Put enough air on it so he can react, but Schaefer Baker turns late.
And Brett Lauder wanted this kick. He was out onto the field. Then they decided to send the punt team out, and he kind of hung his head and went off in a frustrated fashion. And now this kick will roll all the way through the end zone.
Good decision by the Bombers.
John Lou will have more on Brady Oliveira on a special day for Charles Roberts when we return. Brady Oliveira with a nice tribute for Charles Roberts today. For more on that, let's send it back down to John Lou.
Well, thank you, Dustin. And that jersey that Brady Oliveira was wearing during pregame warm-up was a one-off throwback made by the Bombers equipment staff, composed of the same fabric used to make uniforms in Charles Roberts' era. And Oliveira is paying tribute to Roberts because the Winnipeg native grew up idolizing the Bombers' all-time rushing leader. And fun fact, the two of them met when Oliveira was in high school, but Oliveira says that he's hoping to run into Roberts today just because he's now an elite running back just like his idol. And one more tribute point, Roberts has already autographed that sweet retrofit, guys.
Nice for the collection for Brady Oliveira.
Couldn't be more different as running backs, but
slightly different.
Brady Oliveira is 50 pounds heavier than Charles Roberts. Different styles, both productive.
Winnipeg from their own 40. Polaris hit as he throws, got it away far side, and they'll be a little bit short of a first down as he finds Clercius.
One great thing about Canadian football, though, is that a guy like Charles Roberts gets a chance to play professionally. Whether it's starting as a great returner, sometimes that's how you get into the starting lineup when you're undersized for the NFL or different leagues. We'll take you. If you can run this big field.
A little bit of space up here.
There's some space. Come on up.
2nd and 2. Strebler, he's going to throw. Looking for Kenny Lawler. Almost intercepted. There's a flag back by the 35. Strebler's down, and he's holding his knee, and that does not look good. That is Miles Brown.
We got roughing the passer. Saskatchewan number 90. It's a 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down for Winnipeg.
The crowd here at Princess Auto Stadium, as soon as they announce number 90, round of boos. Know exactly what he's thinking, don't you, Six?
Well, Wade Miller was quite vocal after the Labor Day Classic when Collaros was hit too high Miles Brown got a penalty for that. Collaros didn't return to the game after that hit.
Corey Mace is challenging this penalty. Brown is still chirping. I don't know if it's at the Bombers or at the officials.
Well, they're looking at the replay up on the big screens here.
Saskatchewan is challenging that there should have been offensive pass interference on the last play.
Okay, so they're not challenging the penalty, and the penalty is for the target area again. Now, I'm sure Miles Brown is trying to argue that he got thrown into Chris Streveler. But
Streveler was just losing his mind at the Riders. There's been another flag that's been thrown.
But here's you just can't hit the quarterback high above the shoulder pads or low in the knee area and the leg area. You just can't do it.
So in that situation,
both are penalties. Yeah,
comes around, he should just fall to the side of him, or
both are penalties. Last week and this week. And Corey Mace, we had a conversation with him about the hit last week, and that he said, look, Miles Brown is not a dirty player, but we told him that the target was you got to lower your target area. It's got to be between the waist and below the shoulders. And last week it was in the head, and this week it's in the knees.
let's take a look at what they're challenging for offensive pass interference. It would be Kenny Lawler down the field working against Sales. This is what's being reviewed.
Okay, so they're looking at this to see if a little push there.
See, Lawler had his left hand on Sales and kind of pulled him down.
I think let's take a look at Sales' right hand. He's kind of pushing him in the back, is a little bit there, a little bit of push and pull. I don't see enough for anything there, but Corey Mace wanted to challenge that. It didn't look to me like Corey Mace was saying he was okay with the hit on from Miles Brown.
Streveler to the tent. We go to the field for the announcement.
Upon further review, the ruling on the field stands. Saskatchewan loses their challenge and their first team timeout. However, we also have a misconduct penalty against Winnipeg number 68. We'll go back 10 yards. It's going to be first down for Winnipeg.
Once it's all sorted out, the ball is placed on the Winnipeg 53.
You know, I think what you look for on these hits is, could the defender have avoided the low contact, or in the case last week, the high contact? And I thought last week's shot by Miles Brown, he clearly could have avoided it.
Yeah.
And that's why he was fined, and that's why he got the penalty in game. Question is, could he have avoided the hit low?
Well, we'll get another look at it here as Brady Oliveira back to the line of scrimmage. This is the hit on Streveler that we've been talking about. Let's watch Miles Brown here.
Okay, Miles Brown is going to cut through there. Now he's getting blocked and dives low. This is what happened last week. Miles Brown with Zach Collaros, he could have avoided this. I believe he leaned in with the shoulder, and it was a high hit. And it was the right call to call the penalty on the field, and I believe to protect the quarterback's error on that side, to give him the fine to send that message.
2nd and 10. And that is close to a first down. Very close to Wolodarski.
But just before we move on, the only thing I could really even imagine is Miles Brown is saying he got thrown into the legs of Streveler, but I'm not sure the replay showed that.
I think he was already going down.
He was diving.
But he sort of lunged out as he was going down.
Yeah, he was diving for him, and you can't dive into the legs of the quarterback.
So Terry Wilson, who was taking some short yardage practice reps while they were looking at Strempler, comes into the game, pushes ahead, and a first down for Winnipeg. And things are starting to get a little heated up at the Banjo Bowl.
Yeah, immediately Terry Wilson went and started taking snaps. Strempler's gone into the room. So he'll be the short yardage quarterback.
First and 10, Collaros back out there from the Rider 46. Time ticking down, third quarter. Fourth quarter is going to be a good one. Settle in here on a Saturday. Collaros looks down the field, has Lawler, slips but bounces back up and is wrapped up just shy of the red zone.
Miles Brown is not taking defensive reps right now. Corey Mace has him on the bench for right now. Lawler on a nice in route here. He does go down, but he's not touched there, so he gets a couple extra.
Third catch of the ball game for Lawler. Goes for 25 yards. That's his longest of the afternoon. Lawler this time in the slot to the right of Collaros. Dembski in the slot to the left. Goes back to Lawler. Helmet pops off on the tackle from Thurman. Short pickup on first down.
Sent the halfback and Roland Milligan there. I think the helmet came off. Trying to duck that, and when he flipped his head back the way he did, that's when it came off. But a zone blitz coming from the Saskatchewan defense with Milligan on the blitz and Thurman in coverage.
Final play of the third quarter. Bombers need 5 for a first down. Oliveira out to the left. Collaros looking back to Lawler. And what a catch. What a catch by Kenny. He was covered well, but it did not matter. I'm not sure what else Milligan is supposed to do here. Collaros looking for Lawler. Finds him. Reaches back. Hauls it in. Welcome back. Fourth quarter of the Banjo Bowl coming up. Bombers trailing right now, getting close to scoring here. Riders have a lead in a game that they really need here, Suits.
Yeah, they really need it to stop the losing skid, but also this is the game that decides the series between these two teams. They both won one. Back in July 19th was the last time the Riders won a game, and it was against the Bombers. They won on Labor Day, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. So this is the season series.
Yeah, a huge one here between these two clubs, and it's coming right down to the wire, which is really what we should have expected after what we saw from both of these teams last week in what was an absolute thriller, 35-33. It's a fun one to watch, that's for sure. Winnipeg looking to retake the lead here at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Brady Oliveira does not have a touchdown yet this season. Having a great game so far here this afternoon. Collaros to the end zone, touchdown! Kenny Lawler, and Winnipeg goes back on top.
Great catch going to the fourth quarter for Kenny Lawler to get him in position. And Kenny Lawler finishes the drive by putting the brakes on. And then Collaros puts the ball right on him.
Just the second touchdown of the year for Kenny Lawler. Of course, he's only played 4 games, this being his 5th. And now Castillo to make it a 5-point lead for the Bombers. It's exactly what he does early here in the fourth quarter of the Banjo Bowl. 9 plays, 70 yards in just over 5 minutes.
As Lawler, Dembski is going to try and go up here and clear out. Watch Lawler sit down in behind it. In fact, Dembski may have got away with one here. There's Roland Milligan gets kind of run over there on that corner route, but no flag on the play, and Lawler, the intended target, wide open or right beside Jameer Thurman. But the one thing that was missing since his return for Kenny Lawler was that spectacular catch. And just before the end of the third,
nice one, yeah.
That was it. It's back again.
That was against Milligan. We'll wait for this kick from Castillo. Alford takes it on the 2. Looking for some space. Mario Alford out beyond the 30 and beyond the 35. A flag came flying in from midfield. So we'll have to sort that out as well. But what a day in the Canadian Football League, of course. Calgary, Edmonton coming up still later on today. We're in the middle of the Banjo Bowl. And earlier today, Ottawa, convincing victory, 41-27 over Toronto.
During the return,
they've not lost at home yet this year.
Saskatchewan number 17. The 10-yard penalty. It's going to be first down for Winnipeg.
6-0-1.
First down for
at home for the Red Blacks.
Yeah, good bounce back game for Ottawa after their loss last week. And you know, when you think about where we are in the season now, this is rubber meets the road time. This is the final third. The West, for the most part, to finish the year off.
The official has corrected the spot. It's going to be first down at the 9-yard line.
The West is going to play against the West, the East against the East in the final third of the season for the most part. The West wide open when it comes to from first all the way to third.
Oh, yeah. Alford had taken this out to about the 35. A penalty against Jackson Ford has now backed it up. This starts at the 9. Harris trailing by 5. On the ground. And they'll move it ahead. There's a flag flying in here at the end of this one. Frankie Hickson, that's just his 6th carry of the ball game. If it stands up, it would be the most productive one that he's had. I believe it's going to be offside against the Bombers.
We have tripping. Winnipeg, number 91. It's a 10-yard penalty. It's going to be first down for Saskatchewan.
So it is against the Bombers, but it's a tripping call against Jamal Woods. That will give Saskatchewan a little bit of breathing room here. With the ball now up at their own 19. You wanted to come to Princess Auto Stadium for some peace and quiet this afternoon. You came to the wrong place. This crowd is going to have it in high gear the rest of the way. Nice carry and a first down from Hickson. That's his best of the ball game.
Attacking the backside, the right side of the offensive line, gets the job done for the Saskatchewan Roughriders here. A little kick out block there. Nice cut inside of that. And then Frankie Hickson gets to that second level and, in fact, into the secondary. Good blocking up front on that right side.
Interested to see if they can get their running game going here in the fourth quarter. This time they'll go with Schaefer Baker. Schaefer Baker cuts inside one tackle and moves it out just beyond the 35-yard line. Second and manageable for Harris in this offense.
Lots of changes up front. I believe the key block on that last run was Nick Jones getting the start at guard. Trying to take a little pressure off a makeshift offensive line by running the ball a little bit.
Riders offense just over 80 yards per game on the ground. That's second last in the Canadian Football League. Harris throwing here a quick one, and Schaefer Baker stays on his feet, and that lunge ahead has got them a first down.
Well, that was great second effort there, because had Schaefer Baker gone down on that first contact, he was short by a good yard and a half, and at this part of the field, hard to think that Corey Mace might try to gamble on third and a yard there. I think he might have punted it away. So that second effort right there, and the hand down got him the first.
Just snuck away from Michael Griffin. Fresh set from the 43. Little toss out here to Hickson. Hickson found some space, stays on his feet, and Hickson takes it down inside the 50. And Frankie Hickson has been activated right now in this Riders offense.
Boy, I love the play because it gets him outside and into space. Frankie Hickson gets that little pinch out. Now look, he's got some space outside, gets a block up front from his fullback, and away he goes. He's into the secondary. That's Brandon Alexander, the safety that brought him down.
Mark Mueller, the OC for the Riders, changing things up a bit here in the fourth quarter of the Banjo Bowl. Harris on the ground again, a slip go, and Hickson goes down right at the line of scrimmage. This was a drive that started at the Rider 9, so they've already flipped the field, worst case scenario.
Best rushing game of the season for Saskatchewan was their win against the Bombers back in July. Mark Mueller trying to tap into that. Got to throw here, though.
Harris looking for 10. Down the field, he's got 10 and a little bit more. Drops it in there to Bain and takes it down inside the 35.
Well, I would suggest that there was the wrong route run. Maybe not by Bain, maybe by Schaefer Baker. Didn't matter because Trevor Harris threads the needle. There's five defenders for the Bombers right around that throw, but two receivers that close doesn't happen very often.
16 yards for Bain on his second catch of the ball game. Down to the Winnipeg 34. Joe will slide around to the right, come in to block. Harris with time, down the field, broken up. Ford defending against Emilus, and it flies over both of their heads.
Tyrell Ford's having an all-star season. He's got 5 interceptions. That's one behind the league lead with Roland Milligan. Intended target is all by himself, and Emilus there, he tries to get him on an outside move, but a quick speed turn. A blind turn by Ford gets him right back where he wants to be, and he's over the top to knock that away.
They are within field goal range for Lawther. Lots of time left in this game. They trail by 5. Hickson will clear out. Harris, he's in trouble. Gets it away. Finds Bain. Bain trying to turn it up the field. Nice tackle made on the play there by Bridges.
Sending the field goal team out. That was a great inside move on that play by Willie Jefferson, and Trevor Reed may have got away with one there, but deep in field goal range for Lawther. Just would have any penalty there if they took it, which they would have probably declined anyway to put him in third down. But a penalty would have kept him in field goal range anyway.
Lawther out to make it a 2-point game. A 35-yard attempt from just inside the left hash. Korshak to hold. That kick is up, and it is good. 23-21. The Riders trailing the Bombers in the 20th Banjo Bowl. Princess Auto Stadium in Winnipeg. Bombers looking to extend their winning streak to 5 games. Kolaris fakes the handoff. Wanted to look deep, now he's got to run. Dumps it off, Wolodarski has it. Heavy hit. Just shy of the 50. Deontay Williams finished him off, and we saw Wolodarski, who was injured a little bit earlier in this game. He's feeling this one as well. Yards short of the first down. And we will step away as the athletic therapists come out to take a look at Wolodarski after this hit right there. Well, hopefully you're enjoying this Labor Day rematch here on CTV, and if you are, good news. We're coming at you again. Hall of Fame game next week, Ottawa versus Hamilton, and then every single Saturday the rest of the way, taking you all the way up to the East Final in the Grey Cup.
Always love the Hall of Fame game. That's always a must-see. And then, of course, with Ottawa.
They've been great this year.
Outstanding. That Montreal-Ottawa matchup. The second week looks good, too. Well, I guess it would be third counting this one.
Terry Wilson in on short yardage. If you're just joining us, Strevler injured earlier in the game on a low tackle from Miles Brown. And it is a first down. Wilson got just enough.
Yeah, and I know there will probably be Bomber fans that say, you know, when I mentioned earlier that heard from both coaches that Miles Brown has had 2 penalties in his career. He's not that type of player. Well, now it's 3 in his career, and all 3 were controversial penalties against quarterbacks. And I'm sure there are Bomber fans saying that can't be a coincidence.
We'll leave it here to Brady Oliveira. Zach Kolaris has 1 touchdown today, but it's a big one on the career list as he now has 100.
Well, when you take a look at these,
with the Bombers, of course.
Yeah, when you take a look at these 2 quarterbacks out here and their path through their career, but also possibly post-career to the Hall of Fame, I think Zach Kolaris is a no-brainer with his MOPs and championships under his belt, and he will pass Dieter Brock, he will pass Mike O'Reilly, and he will pass Darian Durant on the all-time list, probably up to 13 if he stays healthy all year.
Riders are going to bring some pressure. Kolaris down the field, and Dembski not there. Haven't seen much pressure from the Riders defense today, and that time forced Kolaris on second down to essentially throw it away.
C.J. Avery, he's the free guy off the edge right here, but the Corey Mace decided to send the house. And Dembski tried to make an inside move on Nelson Lacombo, the safety, but then was a little late getting out of that break to get upfield.
Alford and Bain back to receive the punt. Jamison Sheen. Less than 6 minutes to play. 2-point game here in Winnipeg. Alford watches, takes it cleanly at the 12. Mario Alford trying to find some space on the far side. A race against Ford. Ford trying to stay with him, and he does. Tracks him down, takes him down on the far side.
How about that? That's why Tyrell Ford is such a great corner. He's got makeup speed.
We know Alford's fast. Ford with him every step of the way. Well, the first Monday Night Football of the season is a good one. New York Jets with Aaron Rodgers, assuming he survives the first game of the year this year, taking on the NFC champions San Francisco 49ers. Catch all the action Monday, 8:15 Eastern, 5:15 Pacific on TSN. This place is going to be loud the rest of the way. Harris gives it to Hickson. Nowhere to go. Trevor Harris today moving up a list himself. Suits
Well, today he's got 274. That moves him past Darian Durant. That's what I mentioned between him and Zach Collaros. They're so close in their numbers and will continue to move as active players up the list. Michael Riley next. CFL history, and Peter Brock in there too.
Two touchdowns today for Harris. Shovels it ahead. Nowhere to go on second down. And this drive amounts to nothing. And they'll have to kick it away with the clock ticking.
This great redirection from the D-line for the Bombers to, the design of this play is to try and get that front four up the field a few steps so that you can do the underneath little shovel pass in behind them. They redirected in a heartbeat and shut it down.
Forsett gets it into the wind. Drives it low. Lucky Whitehead takes it just outside his own 40. Whitehead far side. And moves it back onto the Riders' side of the field with 3:58 on the clock.
Roland Milligan is filling the stat sheet, and one of those stats is special teams cover man. He's leading the league in special teams tackles. And I can't emphasize enough how difficult that is when you got to cover a kick like that, which is a battle all the way down the field for 45 yards, and then you got to line up in 20 seconds or less and play defense. And you take a look at his numbers, they're off the chart. That's second in the league behind Tyrese Beverette, Montreal, with the defensive plays, but he's also contributing on the teams in a big way.
Dembski in the flats. Made one-man miss. Tripped up at the 50. Picks up about 3 on first down.
You have to be in great shape to do that.
Man.
You're covering a kick 45 yards, full speed, fighting 1 or 2 guys off. And then in 15 seconds, you got to catch your breath, hustle over, and get part of the first defensive play, which is coming your way. Take on a block, get ready for a tackle. So now, by about now, he's starting to get his wind back. You got to be in shape to do that.
Clock ticks down inside 3 minutes. 2nd and 6. Collaros on the run to his right, finds Dembski. Oh, what a tackle! That tackle will keep them just short. C.J. Rivas on Dembski, and there will be a 3rd down decision.
I think you got to take the points, don't you?
Look at this, Dembski trying to push ahead, and Rivas hangs on. Well, Super Saturday about to wrap over on TSN. Stampeders, Elks rematch game in about half an hour. Don't want to miss that. That's going to be a good one.
McLeod Bethel Thompson on Labor Day, almost 500 yards passing.
Career high. Looks to run it back at Commonwealth.
They're going for it here.
Bombers are going to go for it. It's 3rd and 1. No Strebler. He's injured. Wilson pushing ahead, and he's got it. Has an opportunity to step up, and that's exactly what he does.
I'll tell you what, that was, I think, a gutsy call by Mike O'Shea to go ahead and go for this. They don't have Strebler, who's their short yardage guy. Terry Wilson gets it done, and that's great effort, but I would have taken the points there.
Would have been a 51-yarder.
Right, but you got a long-range kicker who's made 9 over 50.
With the wind.
He's got the wind at his back, and you got a chance to make it a 4-point game.
And now you got a chance to really kill this clock down here, right? Brady Oliveira, I'll be stunned if he doesn't get this ball right here. Collaros, oh, he doesn't. They'll give it to Lucky. And Lucky, look at Lucky go, takes it up. Just shy of another first down. They'll mark him about 2 yards short.
How about the timing on that handoff? Fly sweep that I'm not sure Collaros even, did he touch it? Because Lucky Whitehead was so pumped and jacked to be getting this, I think he intercepted the snap.
Zach might have just got his hands on it.
Does he even touch it? It's like, yeah, boom, boom. Wow. Even Kolaris kind of took a second look there.
Perfect timing.
Yeah. That was 2nd and 2. They're going to stay with their regular offense. This would be Chris Strevler time.
Oh, they're going to go direct snap to Brady Oliveira. And Oliveira, I believe, has pushed ahead far enough for a first down. Haven't seen that yet.
No, that's Buck Pierce digging into the playbook in a crucial time when they have a injury to their short yardage quarterback. They go with a wildcat direct snap to the tailback in Brady Oliveira for the first down.
1:55 on the clock, and it will run. Bombers in a good spot here. Within field goal range, leading by 2 at home. Kolaris. This time they'll give it to Brady Oliveira. And Oliveira tackled by C.J. Rivas. Got about 5 yards on that first down carry.
Timeout, Saskatchewan.
I'm going to say either right now for Corey Mace on the timeout or the play before, because that clock was running. He lost 15 seconds there, but we'll stop it here. It won't start till the snap of the ball. And he needs his defense to get a stop to give Trevor Harris maybe 45 seconds.
Got to get a stop here. Force a field goal from Castillo, get the ball back.
Exactly.
Trailing by 5.
Exactly.
Going to be tough if you can't get that done. Riders defense, got to have it. Zach Kolaris with Oliveira to his right. He'll clear out. Kolaris on the run to his right, and he slides. And it'll be a field goal attempt. 1:27 on the clock here. Nothing opening up for Zach that time.
Great call by Corey Mace defensively to have C.J. Rivas track Brady Oliveira. I think that was the idea with this play. If Brady Oliveira is open to the flat here, give it to him. If he's not, just take the loss, drop down, give it up, round down a few more seconds, and you go out and put the field goal team out there.
Castillo, 3 for 3 today.
And you don't stop the clock with an incompletion. Smart by Kolaris.
39-yarder for Castillo to make it a 5-point game, and that's exactly what he does. 65 seconds remaining in the Banjo Bowl, and the Riders will need to drive the field to get the win. We saw Harris last week. Great drive at the end of that game. Couldn't complete the 2 points, but excellent drive. Can he do it again here? This time they wouldn't need the 2. Harris, 273 yards, 20 of 30 today, 2 touchdowns and a pick.
They wouldn't need the 2, but they do need the major. And they need the major because O'Shea got it into a real comfortable position with that 3rd down and a long one. That was a long one without your short yardage guy. Rider defense didn't get the stop there. They got an extra, they got 2 more first downs and then a chip shot.
Took valuable time away from the Riders here.
Over a minute off the clock.
Bain, Alford looks for a return. The crowd at Princess Auto Stadium rises to their feet. Alford takes it at the 11. Mario Alford looking for some room, not going to find it. Stop just shy of the 35.
14 more seconds than I guessed at, but he's got a minute.
Winless in their last 6, 5 losses in a tie. Their last victory at home against Winnipeg. Season series on the line here Schaefer Baker went up and got that one in a nice chunk on first down for Harris.
Schaefer Baker with a curl, and he had to fight back for this one. Take the hit.
Up to the 48. Harris again, that time too high, same spot for Schaefer Baker, and he couldn't get it. Clock will stop.
Nichols closing down. Brandon Alexander on his way. Evan Holm right there. Got to fight the crowd too.
Second and 10 for Harris. Far side, intercepted. Ford will take it away, and that will do it for the Banjo Bowl. The Bombers defense seals the deal. Second pick of the day for Terrell Ford. Second interception of the game for Harris. The Riders will be winless in 7th. Victory formation for Collaros and the Bombers.
Let's show you the interception by Tyrell Ford. That's MLS. He's going to run the out route here. But watch Tyrell Ford. If you freeze it right now, that is a Joe. That's Ford's responsibility. He says, you know what? I think he's going to throw the out. I'm playing the play, and I'm taking the football.
Blue Bombers on the verge of winning 5 in a row. And that man, Mike O'Shea, winningest coach in franchise history. A salute to the crowd from O'Shea. He won't admit it, but it's a special day for him. Collaros fired up. Bombers take the Banjo Bowl again.
Move up with a tie with the Lions. The Bombers now have the season series against the Riders, the Calgary Stampeders, and the BC Lions.
In a pretty good spot once again after a tough start to the season for Winnipeg. Losses to Montreal, Ottawa, BC, Calgary. Everybody's saying, what's going on? Since then, they've now won 7 of their last 9. Let's go to John Liu, who's with the head coach of the Bombers, Mike O'Shea.
Mike, you're now the winningest coach in Blue Bomber history. Who would you like to dedicate this accomplishment to, or the people that you give credit to?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really big on dedications. Obviously, you know, you surround yourself with great people, and you stand on their shoulders every single day, and they just keep lifting you up. So how about Jake Thomas, 200 games? That's unbelievable. It's a good, tough win today, too.
You said that stats accomplishments aren't something that you really savor, take part in, but the fact that you've been in this community, 2 Grey Cups, 4 straight appearances, how does this deepen your relationship, your fabric within this community that loves this team and its football so much?
Yeah, from the moment we got here as a family, there was a real easy recognition on how much the community got behind this team. Took us a couple years to get it going a little bit, but you see the crowd tonight. Phenomenal. Sold out. They're full throat. They're very intelligent. They love these guys, and yeah, I do too.
Were you aware that you were up on the scoreboard as the clock was winding down? The fans, that roar intensified. That was for you. Were you aware of that?
No, I was not. I tend not to look up there. I don't look at anybody when they yell my name either. So, but hey, listen, this is a great place to be. It really is. These fans, the city, the community, the province, just absolutely terrific.
Thank you for this, Mike, and congratulations again.
Yeah, thank you.
103 career victories for Osh here in Winnipeg. This one means a little bit more. The Banjo Bowl goes to the Bombers again, 26-21 the final. That's it from Winnipeg. Let's send it back to the panel.